Revolutionary War Part 3. Victory at Yorktown and Peace. Starting in 1778, the British focused their efforts on the southern colonies. In the Carolinas and Virginia, British General Charles Cornwallis defeated the Americans in one battle after another. The situation there seemed hopeless. Then the French came to the rescue. General Rochambeau and some 5,000 French troops arrived in 1780, and a French fleet arrived in 1781. At that time, General Cornwallis had an army of more than 6,000 British troops at Yorktown, Virginia. Washington led his American and French troops there. For the first time in the war, Washington had a larger military force than the British. Yorktown was the last major battle of the war. Peace talks began in Paris, France in 1782. The Treaty of Paris was signed in 1783. The new nation had been tested on the battlefield. Now the war was over. For the first time, Britain recognized the United States of America as an independent country. And this was an excerpt from a book, The New Book of Knowledge, Revolutionary War, reprinted by permission of Scholastic Library. Okay? All right. Question number 1 is going to be, which set of words from Victory at Yorktown and Peace are opposite of each other? Hopeless and rescue, efforts and hopeless, rescue and war, or war and peace. Don't answer this out loud. Just I'm reading it so that when you read through the test, you can hear and read it at the same time. Problem number 2, part A, says, which sentence states the main idea of Victory at Yorktown and Peace? Underline the best answer. A country needs a big army to be independent. The biggest army always wins. Even when a situation looks hopeless, there is still a chance with help from friends. If you have been defeated lots of times, you will never win. So which one of those is the main idea? And then, of course, part B, as always, which detail from the text best supports the correct answer to A? So whatever you picked in A, make sure that your detail matches that. The situation there seemed hopeless. Then the French came to the rescue. For the first time in the war, Washington had a larger military force than the British. The new nation had been tested on the battlefield. Or D, in the Carolinas and Virginia, British General Charles Cornwallis defeated the Americans in one battle after another. So, what's the main idea? And what detail best supports it? Alright. Part A of number 3 says, how would you describe the structure of this text? Underline the best answer. So chronology means that it kind of follows through time at a beginning, and then what came next, and then at the end, what happened. That's chronology. Comparison is comparing and contrasting two different things. Cause and effect means this happened, so this happened, right? Problem solution is there's a problem that is solved. This can be a little bit tricky, so pay close attention. And just keep in mind that sometimes you can have things that seem to be one thing, but always remember if it goes in order, it's chronology, no matter what. Okay? So if it goes in order, and I don't know which one is right, okay? I'd have to go back and relook at the story to make sure. But all I'm telling you is that if it does go in order, in time, it's chronology. Even if it compares one or two things. Okay? Or if cause and effect is in there as well. Just make sure that you understand. If it does go in order, it's chronology. Alright, part B, which clues in the text help you recognize the structure? Uses words like cause and effect, result of, due to. If it uses those, then it would obviously be that. Discuss similarity and differences. That would be a comparison. Gives events in order. That would be chronology. Or it solves a problem, which would obviously be problem solution. Now, number 4, summarize the text in the space below. You'll also have extra paper with which to do that. Number 5, a student wrote a paragraph about some of the causes of the Revolutionary War. She needs help to edit it. Read the paragraph below and answer the questions that follow. So this is a paragraph that a student wrote, and she has some issues with it. In 1770s, America was a group of 13 colonies, period, ruled by Great Britain. Okay, that's a problem, because ruled by Great Britain isn't a complete sentence. Patriots were colonists who wanted to break away from Great Britain and set up their own government with their own laws. Patriots believed it was unfair that they paid British taxes and had to follow British laws, but were not allowed to vote in the British government, and they believed America should become its own country and rule itself. Okay, that was kind of a long sentence. All right, so part A says underline the run-on sentence in the piece. Then add the period and capital letters needed to divide it into 2 or more complete sentences. So this long one, you're going to just kind of divide it up a little bit. And then circle the fragment and rewrite it as a complete sentence. So make the fragment sentence a complete sentence by adding something to it. And that you just do right here on these lines. And then that's it. Alright, so there's the test.